At one point in this movie, two grown men are dressed as giant babies and are being rocked to sleep in giant cribs. And I'm still not sure whether that was real or was it supposed to be a dream sequence. Big Magnum Kuroiwa Sensei is a Japanese comedy from 1985. It stars Yasushi Yokoyama and is directed by Kazuhiko Yamaguchi. Now, Kazuhiko Yamaguchi also did a whole bunch of other Japanese classics such as Delinquent Girl Boss, Blossoming Night Dreams, Delinquent Girl Boss, Tokyo Drifters, Delinquent Girl Boss, Ballad of Yokohama Hoods, and you guessed it, Delinquent Girl Boss, Worthless to Confess. So plot-wise, imagine To Serve With Love, or if someone remembers The Substitute, which was To Serve With Love but with guns, and then mix it with a perverted fever dream, and you get Big Magnum Kuroiwa Sensei.
私をあんまり怒らせるなよ。なめるなよ、ボントン。
So it's basically a school with a bunch of rowdy, out of control kids, and then this new teacher comes around, and using his love for teaching and his compassion, he puts all the kids on the right path. Except in this case, he has a giant gun and he will blow your brains out if you don't listen to him. So just to give you an idea of all the crazy shit that happens in this movie, the movie opens up and you have a teacher running down the corridor being chased by a giant earth excavator. And if that's not enough, then it cuts to the next scene and the whole school is sort of destroyed, and they're giving you like a count of everything that has happened. Then you get a whole variety of scenes where the teachers are being bullied by the students, where in one case there is an exam going on and this female student drops an eraser or something, so the teacher bends down to pick it and she immediately flashes her panties to him. And the teacher goes, and then the student is like, you pervert, you looked at my panties, now give me 100 marks in this exam. And then you get a whole bunch of fights which are straight up Looney Tunes. And they sort of continue the whole Looney Tunes thing with like really giant everyday items. So you get a scene where the hero is being threatened by a giant razor blade. And then there's another scene where this student lights up his cigarette with a giant lighter. And then because it has to keep getting, every now and again it has to remind you that, it is Japanese. You get teachers who get bullied into wearing diapers. And then one of the teachers pees and it makes a rainbow. which reminded me of this Chinese movie that I had seen. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like there is I believe it's Neza, like not the new one, like not the cartoon, but like the god that they have is like a baby god. I think that's supposed to be Neza, and he goes underwater to like this underwater kingdom, and he has to steal something back, and he's propelling himself by peeing. So it sort of felt like the same thing, like, and because all of that is not enough, Nazis show up. And in the end, it turns into Mad Max. And the best part is that in the end, I don't think any students really get reformed. They just run away. So I don't know what the moral of the movie was, except that the hero goes like, "We are teachers and we should always remain teachers." I guess so. The great thing about the movie, the great thing about the movie through all of this is that even though it is completely bonkers and seriously perverted, it is genuinely funny. Like, it has good comic timing. So one of my favorite scenes is when the camera sort of pans and it shows all the various principals that have been there in the school, and it sort of goes through all of them. They're all like scarred or like with bandages and stuff. And then it comes to the final, like the current principal, and it's just a mirror, and you have like the principal sort of looking into it completely terrified. So you get a lot of scenes like that where you know like the director understands comedy, and you know like it works very well as a comedy. Along with that, the hero used to be a stand-up comic, and he has very good line delivery, and he's sort of like Leslie Nielsen in like the Naked Gun series, where he remains completely deadpan. So at no point is he sort of breaking where he's like, "Oh, I'm in a comedy, so I'm going to be silly." No, like he's completely deadpan, and most of the film is sort of taken seriously, which is why it sort of works. Because I mean, if you're used to watching Japanese movies, you know that Japanese acting in general is like, you know, a little over the top to like extremely over the top. So it's somewhere in that range. But if you're used to Japanese movies, it's still taking it fairly seriously. So that also makes sure that the comedy works. Also, like the end 20 minutes just goes completely over the top. So you have like biker gangs showing up, you have the Nazis, you have the hero dressed up like Mad Max from like the Mad Max poster, and just like all hell breaks loose in the school. So yeah, like the end 20 minutes is genuinely worth it. Overall, as a recommendation, it depends. Like, what is your tolerance for Japanese pervy stuff?